Hi everybody, it's Emma here from Yellow Brick Road, helping you build your confidence whilst building my own. So as some of you know, I've been coordinating weekly live videos with various different professionals. I have my lovely friend and meditation and healing practitioner, Emma, here today. Hi Ems, how you doing?
Hey, darling.
Are
Yeah,
you
how are
all right?
you? I'm all good. I'm all good. Thank
Good.
you.
Good. So Emma is the founder of a business which is called Harvey Healing and Meditation. Now, I, for one, have attended one of Emma's meditations, which are amazing. I was going to swear then and realized I was lying. They are amazing. And I actually fell asleep when I came along to the meditation. I was running around like a nutter, turned up at Emma's. She's got this beautiful, what do you call it, Em? You call it like a
Well, I try
healing
not
hut.
to call it, or I try not to call it a shed, but it is a beautiful, my opinion, a beautiful healing heart. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's a wooden structure. It's amongst the trees at the bottom of my garden. It
it's
is
gorgeous.
lovely, but I've got to get out the habit of calling it a shed because
It's a healing
it's a
hut.
bit more than a shed.
And I think even when you come into the healing hut, you've only got to walk in and walk out and you feel good. It's so
Yeah.
beautiful in there. It's like you can see it in the background now, but she's got all her candles. It's just beautiful. Um, but Emma's here today to talk a bit about meditation. So the reason for me doing these videos is I've sort of set myself a goal of just trying to speak to professionals and just extract their knowledge in how we can stay strong sort of emotionally, physically and mentally, being one of the most important things at this moment in time, I believe, mentally at this moment in time. And I know because I've worked with Emma, but I have I call it a practice, but I have, since seeing Emma, I have a morning routine that includes a bit of meditation, and it has made a significant difference to me and just my well-being. So, Ems, without further ado, I'm just going to get you just to introduce yourself, if you don't mind, and just tell us a little bit how you got into meditation.
Yeah. Firstly, thank you very, very much for inviting me along. This is very exciting and lovely. Um, as Em's explained, my name is Emma. I work in healing and meditation. And to kind of sum it up as best I can, that is about the body emotionally and physically, and just bringing balance, bringing calm, bringing healing to those areas. And the reason why I ended up getting, I suppose, into this or, going down this path is back in 2002, I was diagnosed with cancer. Came out of the blue. It certainly wasn't expected. And when you're diagnosed with any illness, certainly cancer is, I think everybody can, think of somebody they know or know somebody of somebody. It's very, it's very much in our lives. And at that time, I was a single mum, and it was pretty scary. I was emotionally scared. I was physically going through treatment, and it was making me very, very unwell. And a friend of a friend spoke to my mum and introduced me to a lady who is a healer, if you like. She doesn't do meditation, but she was a healer, and she changed so much for me. She changed my emotional state from very negative to very positive. And there were lots of contributing factors, including healing and crystals and all sorts of stuff. So I sort of felt that I really wanted to do that. I was so passionate. It made such a difference for me and changed my life so much that I was like, right. So I took myself off and I qualified as a crystal practitioner. And part of that journey was learning other things. I went on to become a Reiki master. And I also saw how important meditation just by itself is. And I actually include it in my healing treatments, but I also have meditation groups that you've been to that is just literally about meditation, quietening the mind. And that's basically where it all sort of started, through a difficult situation into a positive, if you like.
Amazing. Wow. So when it comes down, I've got a few questions for you with regards to meditation, because I know,
Okay.
like, if I was to just rewind a few years back, you know, it's been, people talk about meditation, you see so many people practicing it, and you know, obviously yoga being, I look at yoga as a form of meditation to a certain degree, because it's all about that deep breathing and that kind of stuff, and we hear about all those benefits, but I feel sometimes it's one of those things that people just, they just sort of skip over, they don't really pay much attention to it. So can you just tell us what meditation actually is, and how do you know if you're doing it right?
Okay. Personally, I say to anybody and everybody, I don't feel there is a right or a wrong as such. I mean, there's the obvious things in sort of taking yourself somewhere quiet, but that quietness could be as you walk in the country and you just listen and hear to, you know, the sounds of nature around you. But also you can, you know, meditate, if you like, in the bath. And certainly in a space like this where it's very tranquil, it's very quiet. And so the form of meditation is probably a bigger question. Who gets it right, who does it right? Well, there's lots of people who do it right, and that would be to, you know, to listen to self, to quieten the body, to soften the whole body, and just breathe, you know, just taking in those breaths. That could be literally a sort of 2 to 3, 5, 10 minutes first thing in the morning, just listening to your body, just quietening everything down to just clear the path for the day. At the end of the day, the beginning of the day, even during the day. It sounds like I'm being a little vague, but I just think meditation can be very accessible, though people will often say the first thing is, well, I haven't really got time for that. We can all find that sort of 10 minutes, even 5 minutes to just center to self.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's so beneficial. That's the lovely thing. It's a simple thing, yet we've just got to commit to doing it and saying, right, that's how I'm going to start my day, or that's how I'm going to end my day.
Build it into your routine.
Yeah.
So make it a priority. I was just going to say exactly that. It's one of those things that people are like, I haven't got the time. And actually, I remember when I came and saw you, and I loved it. And I felt, like I say, I fell asleep, and I was a bit annoyed that I fell asleep, because you took us on such a beautiful sort of journey, and it, you know, where we were going, and it was, I was having this most amazing dream, and I did feel really so peaceful. But I remember when I turned up, I was rushing, and when I left, I was rushing. So it sometimes feels like it's having the time to do it, where it's, if you can make it accessible, like you've just said, where you just do a few minutes here and there.
Just the breath, that's really powerful. That's a form of meditation, of just drawing in that in breath through your nose, releasing it through your mouth. But what I do in my healing and my meditation groups is I guide you. So it's a guided meditation, like you say, a beautiful story, a picture within your mind, where you just let all the, you know, all the stress and chaos and confusion and anxiety that life can often throw at us, that just goes out the window, because you're listening to that story.
Yeah. And actually, I was meant to say this before we started chatting, but you're going to go through a very short sort of meditation, breathing practice at the end of this, aren't you? Which will be great.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to stay and watch till the end, because that will be amazing. And you'll just see how easy it actually is to build it into your daily lives. So you've answered my second question, which was, is there a right way or wrong way to meditate? Which, by the sounds of it, there isn't.
I personally don't think so. I mean, obviously, you know, if you're a Buddhist monk, you know, and you're, you know, in a temple, in, you know, on a mountain, you know, it's going to be a very different experience than if you're squeezing in that 5 minutes, you know, at the beginning of your day whilst your children are eating breakfast, or maybe even still asleep if you've got that luxury. But it's still important, and I still think that everybody, no matter, even, you know, children through to you know, to adults, we've all got some kind of busyness in our head. You know, we can't trivialize children's thinking and worries and concerns. There's a just as valid, but they don't know what to do with it often. So I think meditation is a really lovely tool to introduce to them, as well as adults.
Well, I remember you were saying, weren't you, you work with quite a few families and their
Yeah,
children,
yeah.
in sort of having to, and do you do it as like a family group meditation,
It
or?
it sort of varies. It depends, definitely on the age, but you know, I think it is a practice that actually it's quite a nice, and especially in lockdown where, you know, everybody is generally being forced, certainly as families, into
Mm,
this sort of you know, unprecedented time.
mm,
So actually, you know, I've said to lots of people, why not just sit there together, and you
mm.
know, you might do a PE session in the morning and homeschooling in the afternoon somewhere else. Just
Yeah,
find a bit of time to do that breath work and
yeah,
just be still, as all of you. And actually, it just brings a really nice connection as well. Be a really nice
definitely.
thing to do. Doesn't have to be intense.
No, we actually do it with the children before they go to sleep in the evening,
Do
like at
you?
bedtime. Yeah, because we tend to get in and give them a little
That's
cuddle or whatever. The amount of times we put something on YouTube, there's something we listen to on YouTube, but the
yeah,
amount of times that we all fall asleep, and it
yeah,
really does. It's like it's become that part of our day where everyone just tends to really chill out, and
yeah.
everyone's gone in like less than a few minutes.
Yeah,
Of
I do
the,
get quite a few people in the evening that come, you know, obviously when we're not in lockdown and we have a physical group in it, you know, often, you know, people will be like, oh, I fell asleep, you know, a bit like, you know, you're saying you
yeah,
did, you know, it
yeah,
happens because it's just all of a sudden it's kind of giving permission for the body
to
to
relax.
be
Yeah,
relaxed. You don't have to hold it together. You haven't got to whiz off and do anything. It's just
yeah.
that time for you. It's so important.
Amazing. Okay. Do you feel, and I've got a feeling that I know the answer to this one, but do you feel there's a link between meditation and people being more creative and more sort of proactive? And the reason for that is I know so many people at this moment in time in lockdown, you know, you've got different people feeling different things. Some people
Yeah,
want to use this time to maybe create something or think about what they're going to do at the end of lockdown when it all sort of starts to ease off. You know, maybe they haven't got the jobs that they had before, or maybe they've decided,
yeah,
actually, I don't want to go back to that job. So
yeah.
do you think meditation could help them in that way?
Again, personally, very much I do, because I just think if you clear the page, you know, you can write what you want, you can see
Yeah,
it more clearly. You know,
yeah,
I often say without the meditation, you know, everything just feels like it's very crowded in around you, you know, when you're just,
yeah,
oh my gosh, I can't think. And but meditation clears that, it just clears
yeah,
that away. So definitely I think it will bring more positivity. It will definitely
yeah,
clear your mind so you can focus maybe more on a passion or a dream that you have, or just to see things with more clarity, you know,
yeah.
more clearing. Definitely, definitely,
Brilliant.
definitely.
Okay. And one thing I find, and I know I was speaking to a lady the other day, and she finds the same. Um, she'll build some time in to do a bit of meditation. It tends to be her breathing. Um, but I know when I try and slow down, and when I try and not focus on meditation, but not focus, if that makes any sense, it seems to be so much comes into my head. It's like these thoughts are just coming out of all over the show. Is there anything we can do to try and control that? Is there something we can focus on, or
You could
what would you
in
suggest?
in the meditation that I always start my treatments with, I use a hot air balloon, but you could use a bag or a basket. But basically what you need to do is, you know, you do some settling breath and just, you know, just bring yourself into into that space. And then whether it be a hot air balloon, basket, or a bag, offload and
Mm,
put into all those things that are going, "Whoop, I'm in your head." No, you're not. You're in the bag, you're in the basket. Whoop, another one. No, no. Because it's a form of discipline, but it's also a form of kind of going, not now. You
mm,
know, I'll deal with it in a minute, or I'll
mm,
deal with it, you know,
mm,
tomorrow, but not now. So
mm,
by visualizing a bag or a basket of
mm,
some sort, and you know, you pop the things in, close
mm,
down the lid. You know,
mm,
it's that there's so many lovely tools that you can use within meditation. Like I
mm,
say, you know, generally you know, I use, you know, the guided meditation of the hot air balloon, which is
mm,
basically popping things in the basket, and I
mm,
create a lovely space around that.
mm.
you know, the actual experience of doing it is the same. You can just see a bag, just see the basket, offload, get it out of here and there.
That sounds amazing, doesn't it? Even think, because I think so many of us, there's so much going on inside our head, isn't there, all of the time? So many things we feel we've got to do. They have to be done now. It's like there's such an urgency to get it done now.
And we're so busy that I think there's also always that temptation to think, if I let it go, I'm not going to remember, or, you know, I need to act upon it now. We have to dedicate time for meditation. And that dedicated time, as we've talked about, is either going to be 5 minutes or 20 minutes or, you know, whatever. But we've committed to that time. So actually popping those things into a bag or wherever and just saying, you know, not for now, is actually really, it's probably going to be really beneficial after you've done, because you're going to see things so much more clearly.
Yeah, definitely.
But you're allowing yourself just that time. It's not going to be for long. It's just that time for you, you know, and that, I think, is permission. And I think we often feel guilty, especially as ladies. I shouldn't be sexist, but mums have this wonderful guilt. Oh, I shouldn't be doing this. I should be doing that.
Yeah. And it's always like, oh, what else have I got to get done? So if you've got a spare 5 minutes, you might get the Hoover out, or you might do whatever.
Yeah. And working mums, you know, working mums are doing that constant juggling. You know, that's tricky. I'm not saying that dads aren't. Dads are wonderful. I love dads. But, you know, it's, you know, we have all that emotion that we're like, oh, we're being bad, or we're this, or, you know, and, you know, that can go in the mum guilt. Pop that in the basket.
Get
it's
rid of
not
that one.
needed. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, it sounds amazing. It sounds amazing. Ems, you offer sort of, I know you obviously have people that come to the Healing Hut, but at the minute you're offering virtual meditation classes. Are they via Zoom or are using Zoom?
They're actually via Messenger. So I have a Facebook group that I add your name to, and then it video calls, and then all these lovely pictures of all my ladies come up.
Nice.
But yes, hopefully. I mean, in actual fact, a lot of people that I've spoken to, because I've expanded the groups because of not being able to see people here, but they're all over the country, and you know, naively, that really surprised me. You know, we're in Devon, and it's Herefordshire or Hertfordshire or London, and you know, it's been fantastic, because that's the beauty of, you know, of this. We can go as far as we need to go. Just offering that simple, it's literally sort of like 40 minutes, 45 minutes.
Lovely.
Downtime.
Brilliant. And if anyone wants any more information on that, they can have a look at I've put the link of Emma's Facebook page above this feed, so you can have a look. And I know you mentioned you're doing one-to-one consultations at the minute with people, because you said some of your clients may be struggling a little bit, or people that you're talking to are struggling a little bit with what they're going to do when it comes to going back into
very much
old routine.
I think that and I think as everybody's starting to talk about, okay, we're going to ease back into lockdown, people are worried, am I going to send my children back? You know, what about when my husband goes back to work, or, you know, whatever it may be, even, you know, the fact that, you know, over time you're a key worker and you're just feeling so overwhelmed. I just think it's a really difficult time, because maybe we've all begun to kind of settle and it feels a bit easier. It's still worrying and whatever, but it feels a bit more settled. And all of a sudden, okay, we're gonna start to release you out into the wide world, and I feel that people are really struggling with that. So yes, sorry, I'm offering a one-to-one consultation like this on video call, which is a little bit more intimate than just chatting on the phone or via text or whatever. So a video call, you know, it's an hour, maybe an hour and a half. I don't tend to put a time on it, because it really does depend. And it's just a talk through, and then a really lovely guided meditation at the end, just to ease, you know, out of all that conversation that we would have had, just to soften that and just to make that a really peaceful ending. Hour and a half,
sounds
maybe ish.
It sounds amazing. I might have one of those.
You're very welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's so lovely.
You're going to just talk us through, or you're going to go through a short few minutes meditation.
A short few minutes.
Wonderful.
in an ideal world,
Yeah.
if you're able to take yourself to a place where you are comfortable, so a nice comfortable chair,
Mhm.
you're warm, ideally, the television isn't on or any, you're not going to be disturbed, and just settle yourself and close your eyes.
Okie doke.
And this is your time. This is the time just for you. And just take in a deep breath in through the nose. Hold and release through the mouth. And just continue to do that gentle but deep breath in and release. And as you do that, just begin to feel from the top of your head going down through your body, everything beginning to relax. Feel the jaw just softening, the tongue just resting on the bottom of your mouth, the shoulders relax. And as your body finds its own natural rhythm, feel that breath. And if you're sitting, just feel yourself move down deeper into the seat. All the way down to your toes, each muscle relaxing. Deepening down the breath, the body becoming lighter, freer of tension. And when it feels right for you, start to bring your awareness gently back into the room by slowly moving your toes and your fingers. Draw in a deep breath, expanding your chest. Feel your vertebrae extending. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes.
Feels good. Oh,
Lovely.
it feels So nice. Just having that little, just a bit of time just to breathe,
Yeah.
deep breathing.
Just that breath. Just, it's as simple, and then just centering to the body. So just very slowly working your way down the body and just letting it release. Instead of holding
Yeah.
everything in a tense, tight way,
Yeah.
just as the breath goes
Yeah.
in and out, you're just releasing deeper and deeper all of that tension, all of that stress within the physical body.
And I think as well, it's not until you actually do that practice or just stop and just take some deep breaths that you actually realize how tense you are.
Yeah.
Because through
Even,
that,
sorry, now go on.
that's all right. No, that's all right. I was going to say, just through that short little meditation that you did
Yeah.
there, you sort of, you start like this, and then you start to feel, just taking those deep breaths and filling your body up with sort of the oxygen, you just start to feel so much more relaxed in yourself.
Yeah. I think it always surprises you, doesn't it? We've been busy during the day, or even if we've been sitting quietly watching the television, when you actually center to self and you listen to your breath and you allow your body, even deliberately, just going through the physical body and just going, okay, I'm clenching my hands, just release those fingers, shoulders, let them expand out, let the chest just soften. It literally, it will just like kind of reset you, if you like, because we all, we're all a bit frazzled at one time or another, and it just kind of goes, okay, defrazzle. Just,
Defrazzle. Yeah.
yeah,
Love
just,
that. Time
just
to
be
defrazzle.
quiet,
Yeah.
defrazzle.
Brilliant.
That's hard at the moment as well, so it's needed, I think, very
Definitely.
much so at the moment.
Definitely. More so than ever, I think,
I
because
think so.
everyone being sort of stuck indoors, and there's a lot
Yeah.
of time to think. And if you're not thinking the right thoughts, then that's
Yeah.
playing havoc with, that could be your relationships. If
Yeah.
you're not thinking the right thoughts on your relationship or your work or finances or anything, children, home, it's playing havoc with how you're feeling and what's going on internally, isn't it?
Very much so. And I think that's the thing that I think so many people are missing is, getting together with your girlfriends. Yes, we can do it, over Zoom or FaceTime or whatever, but it's not the same.
No.
If you've got a worry or, like you say, difficulties in a relationship, or, you're just not, today you're not feeling Mother Earth, you're feeling more Cruella de Vil.
Yeah.
It's understandable. It's a really tricky time.
Yeah.
So, we're missing all of that. So actually we need to calm ourselves. We need to take charge of that. And if we can't vocalize it in any other way, we just need to clear it. And,
Let it go.
let it go.
Definitely. Thank you, darling.
Oh,
So
my absolute
for
pleasure.
everybody that's watched and watched us live, if you do feel like this video has added value, then please do like and share it. And like I say, Emma's details are above the feed. She's there to answer any questions that you have around meditation. So do get in touch with her if you feel the need. I've created this little infographic, which I've titled Simple Moments of Mindfulness. So there's a few things on there that I do in my day when I'm feeling like I'm going insane, which happened this morning, with lots of different demands from the children. And there's certain things that I've found that I can sometimes do that just make me go, okay, let it go.
Let it go. That's the key.
That is
let it go.
Yeah.
There's important stuff, and then there's not so much important stuff.
That's it. So if you want to access that, there's a link above this feed. Again, you just need to click on the link, enter your email address, and it will directly be sent straight to your inbox. So thanks again, Em. I miss you.
My pleasure. Yeah, I look forward to that time.
It won't be long. It won't be long. Take care.
Take care. Love to you all. Bye, bye, bye.
Take care.
Thank you.
See you soon.
See you soon.
It's not ending.
I love that. It's that time when you go, okay.
Yeah, I think it's ending. It's not ending.
Okay. Shall I leave?
I'm going to get out of it because it's just something's going on with the Wi-Fi. I'll see you later.
I got to tell you. Lots of love. Bye, darling.